For Module 2, Lesson 12, an experiment with ratios and rates. So for this first part, we will actually do this in class together. But if you would like to make your prediction for part A, so predict how many cubes you can sort by color in 10 seconds, and then we're going to time ourselves in class. I'm doing for part C, predict how many cubes you can sort by color in 30 seconds, and then we are going to time how long it takes you in class for that one. So for this first part, not doing this, we are going to jump straight to the second page. So we are going to be learning about in Module 12 proportional relationships, and need for you to write this definition below. I'm not going to read it, but I am going to check to make sure that you actually have it written down and that you've actually read through everything that represents the definition for a proportional relationship. But for number 2, it says use these rates to complete the tables for machine A and machine B. So it says that machine A can sort 20 coins in 40 seconds, and then machine B can sort 33 coins every 6 seconds. So we are trying to figure out for machine A and machine B how many coins they sort per second. How many coins they sort per second. So for the first part that they gave us, in 4 seconds, they can sort 20 coins. The number of seconds is going to represent X, and the number of coins sorted is going to represent Y. This is the same thing for machine A and machine B. So what we are trying to find when we want to know how many coins every second or how many coins per second are sorted, this is called finding your constant, or K. And the way you do that is dividing Y by X. So dividing the coins sorted by the number of seconds is going to help us figure out how many coins are sorted per second. So for this first one, it is 20 divided by 4, and that gives us 5. So this lets us know that every 1 second, 5 coins are sorted. And so we are going to use that to figure out if they give us X, how to use X to find Y, and if they give us Y, how to use Y to find X. So for the first one, since the row was already given to us, we just did Y divided by X, which was 20 divided by 4, and that gave us 5. But for the second row, you'll see that they gave us the number of seconds, and they want us to figure out how many coins were sorted. So if 5 coins are sorted per second, that means the first second, 5 coins are sorted, and then the second, 5 coins are sorted again. So we would do 2 times 5, and that gives you 10. And then for the next one, you'll see that they gave us the number of coins sorted. So now we're trying to figure out how long it took to sort 80 coins. So if we know that it is 5 coins per second, and we've had a total of 80 coins, whenever they give us Y, we are going to divide by our constant. So that would be 80 divided by 5 is equal to 16. So it took 16 seconds to sort 80 coins. So whenever they give us X and Y, we are trying to find what our constant is, and we divide. Whenever they give us X, we're going to multiply X by the constant, which was 5, multiplying X by the constant to get Y. And then for this third row, when they give us Y, we are going to divide by the constant to get X. So you're going to fill in the last 3 rows in this table. So they gave you X. So you're going to use X in your constant to find Y. And the same thing with the next one, they gave us 100, which is our Y value. So we're going to use Y and our constant to find X. Then for the last one, they gave you X. You're going to use X in your constant to find Y. Please make sure that underneath, this is the equation that represents our first table for machine A. So Y equals 5X. So we keep Y and we keep X because those two values change. But what does not change is that it's always going to be 5 coins per second. So that is what our equation Y equals 5X means, is that we are sorting 5 coins per second. So this means that's what our unit rate means for machine A. For machine B, you're doing the exact same thing, but machine B works a little faster because their constant is slightly more than the constant for machine A. But you still do the exact same process. But we see for this one, instead of them sorting 5 coins per second, it is 5.5 coins per second. But we still follow the exact same process. If they give us X, we're going to multiply X by our constant to get Y. And if they give us Y, like they did here, we're going to divide our Y by our constant to get X. And then you're going to find out for 18 seconds how many coins are sorted. And then for our last 2 rows, they gave us the coins sorted. So we have to figure out how long it took to sort those number of coins. And our equation for this one is y equals 5.5x, which means that machine B sorts 5.5 coins per second. And for number 3, does machine A or machine B sort more coins in 10 seconds? Explain how you found your answer. I am not going to read any of this out, but I do need for you to make sure that you write all of this down and you read it out as well. Whenever we are trying to figure out or compare whether something is faster or slower, we are always using their constant to determine who is faster. So in this case, machine B would be faster because its constant of 5.5 is greater than the constant of 5. But that is how you would answer number 3. Going on to number 4, doing the exact same thing again, but we have machines C and D. So very first thing you're going to do for machines C and D is figure out what their constant is by dividing y by x. So for machine C, it is 4.5 coins per second. And for machine D, it is 6 coins per second. So if you were to compare their constants, we know that D would be a machine that sorts coins faster because its constant of 6 is greater than machine C's constant of 4.5. Whenever they give us X, we multiply by our constant to get Y. And whenever they give us Y, we are dividing by our constant to get X. So you are going to find out what the two Y values are when X is equal to 6 and when X is equal to 14, making sure you write your equation, Y equals 4.5X, and that this means that machine C sorts 4.5 coins per second. Doing the same thing for machine D, you're going to fill out these last 2 rows here, writing your equation for machine D, which is y equals 6x. So our unit rate for machine D is 6 coins per second. And they ask us the exact same question. Does machine C or machine D sort coins? Which one sorts coins faster? Or faster. So in this case, we would say machine D sorts more coins in 20 seconds because its constant of 6 is greater. It gets more coins sorted per second than machine C would. And then going on to our last part here, using the information in the table to determine the unit rate for each machine. So this part we have already done. You are just going to write what your constant is equal to for each of these. So K equals to what for machine A? K equals what for machine B? K equals what for machine C? And for machine D. And then writing your equation, Y equals blank X. We actually already wrote these parts for 2, 3, 4, and 5. So all you have to do is go back up or turn the page, look at your notes for those tables, and that is what you are going to write here. And for number 7, this is a completely new set of machines, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And you'll notice for each of these, they have done one of 3 things for us. So they have either given us X and Y, and we are going to use X and Y to figure out what our constant is. That is what you are going to do for U and for V. So for U and for W. So they gave you X and Y, or they gave you Y and X. So you are going to divide to figure out what your constant is. For V, they gave you your constant and they gave you Y. So remembering what operation you have to use, if they give you Y and they give you your constant, what operation do you use to find X? The same thing with Z. They gave you Y and they gave you your constant. So what operation are you going to have to use to find X? And then for the other 2 that we have, for X and for Y, they gave you X and they gave you your constant. So what are you going to have to do with X and your constant to find your value for Y? When you fill out your entire table, I'll be asking you questions throughout the video. You need to make sure that you write what your equation is based off of your constant, writing what your equation is for each of these machines here. So for example, with machine V, the constant is 6. So for this part here, I would say Y is equal to 6X, right? But for this last part, make sure that you write the following in your notes. So an amount of time is seconds, minutes, hours, days, years. Any amount of time is going to be represented by X. And if you know the value of X, you're going to multiply by your constant to find Y. And if you know the value of Y, you are going to divide by the constant to find If you know the value of Y, you're going to divide by your constant to find X. But this is the introduction to proportional relationships and how to find a constant. More importantly, how to find a constant in a table and apply it to your X and Y values in your table. And this concludes lesson 12 of module 2.